Hi, welcome to our podcast, BitLighthouse, today in Miami with Ryan Rea. Welcome, Ryan, and thank you very much for joining us.
Absolutely. Happy to be here.
First of all, I'm curious, why Volvo Shine?
Volvo Shine. That is interesting. So I've had that username slash handle for a very long time, since I've probably been like 17. At the time, I owned a bright orange Volvo station wagon from the factory, actually. It was like a very bright orange. And one day I had to make a new Hotmail email address. And I was sitting there and I was like, what should this email address be? And I looked outside and the orange Volvo was like glinting in the sun. And I was like, Volvo Shine. and then I used that. And then this was like right around the time that Twitter got started, like right around that time. And so I just made it my Twitter username. And then I became a blogger back then. And it just sort of took off, and at this point it's too hard to change, so it's just like it's Volvo Shine.
Great. I was curious about it.
Yeah.
Your vibrant energy truly shines through, reflecting your choice of colorful and patterned outfits as well as your impeccable taste in style and decor. It's evident that everything you embrace carries your personal flair and touch of elegance. Could you share more about inspirations?
Sure. So I love color. I really do. And I love things.
And you looks great, by the way.
Thank you so much. I really enjoy color, and I enjoy things that are vibrant and that make people look. So I think a little bit about it is where I grew up. So I grew up in very rural Pennsylvania, in a very small town of like 400 people. And I lived there for most of my life, and then I moved to the West Coast, like California and Washington, and all of those places, they're very different, but people still dressed sort of the same. You wear blue and black and brown, and that was sort of the extent of the color. And if I was to wear something like this, let's say in San Francisco or whatever, it wouldn't carry off the same. But then I got here to Miami, and I saw people wearing just like, bright colors and no clothing at all. It's just so what I love about the city here is that you can really wear whatever you want and no one bats an eyelash. And I think that especially for guys, like for a long time, guys have not been able to wear like sort of ridiculous things, but in Miami they can. So
they should get anywhere, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I think people should be able to wear what makes them happy.
Yes, exactly.
This makes me happy. I'll tell a little story. Have you been to Emerge, I presume?
Yeah.
I wore this outfit to Emerge one day, and some random person came over to me and they said, "Your outfit brings me joy."
Yes.
And to me, that I just wear it because I like it. But the fact that someone else liked it and it made them happy, it made me happy.
Oh, so great.
Yeah.
We were together at OfficeLogic this week, and I was truly excited by what you are creating there. Could you share a bit more about how it works and what OfficeLogic propose is for the entire Miami community and region?
Sure. So OfficeLogic is a co-working space that I help run. We really call it the hub at OfficeLogic, and basically it is a co-working space like WeWork or Industrious or whatever. But I got involved because Miami Tech, the community, needs a physical space to go. I've been involved in Miami Tech, this iteration of it, for about 3 to 4 years now. Mm-hmm. And there's wonderful happy hours and wonderful events, all kinds of really fun things. But there has never really been a space that people can go like after the happy hour. So I met the founder, Noelle Jackson, in March. And she showed me the space, and I was just like, wow.
Yeah, the same reaction.
Yeah. When I got there, she had just opened. There wasn't very many people there. And the space was very much an office. So it felt like an office. Like, there was cubicles everywhere. There wasn't any color. It was just an office. And so I saw it and I was just like, wow, this would be a perfect physical location for Miami Tech. And one thing I want to note is that Miami Tech has been around a very long time, 20, 30 years. But it never really had the visibility that it has today. And that's the difference, is there's always people been here building and doing things, but they've never had the visibility. Now we have the visibility. But that was, like I said, it was like events and parties and happy hours, not a place to do work, but a place to meet people. What I wanted to create was a place where people could still meet people, but also get work done and collaborate. And that's what we've created. We've created a place that isn't really like a WeWork. It is in like a physical sense, but it's very different because when you go to WeWork today or any co-working space, it's an office. You go into your office, you work with your people, and that's really it. You might meet a few people at the coffee place, the cafe, but OfficeLogic is designed to be a space where people bump into random people and they collaborate and they make fun and good things happen because they run into people. Also, an office really isn't a place that most people want to be. They go there because they have to. They want to work. The hub at OfficeLogic is designed to be a place people want to be.
Perfect. Centered in people, not in offices,
exactly.
Could you share more about the address, the location? Because maybe some of our audience didn't know about it.
Yeah,
so please.
Absolutely. So it's located at 1501 Biscayne Boulevard, Suite 501. If you know Miami at all, it's located in the same building as the passport office. Basically, you enter the building on Northeast 15th, take the elevator up to the 5th floor, down a long hallway. We're there on the left. But yeah, it's a great spot, and our prices are ridiculous.
Super fair.
Yeah,
I agree.
They're designed to attract the early stage creatives who maybe cannot afford a WeWork or an Industrious.
Yes, I agree. Do you know, when you showed me the company's room there, I felt you care about each of them. How does it feel to have so many talented neighbors in the same space, in an environment of collaboration, inspiration?
Yeah, I think that's what really makes it work, because it is a very random collection of people.
Yeah.
We have everyone from AI to clothing companies. We have a couple lawyers. There's we have some VCs. We have all the things. And that is what I like, because I spent a lot of time on the West Coast and in Silicon Valley. And when you're in places like that, the tech all tends to be the same. It's the same people doing the same thing. And when that's fine. Everyone does something good. I like when there is an eccentric collection of people. I think that's what makes it work. And that's what makes OfficeLogic work, because they're such random people, but they find common ground in what they're working on. And, I've had people already at the office, like, meet their business partners, meet investors, like designers, developers. Like, they've met them just by being in the space and, walking around the main area. And that to me is success, is when you bump into people and something good comes out of it.
Yes, and all of them, I feel they were happy. They were, that kind of environment that made a lot of sense. So it's amazing. And
just on that, so my background before I got into tech, I was in retail. I did retail for like 15 years. I sold everything from clothing to cars. So I spent more than a decade just watching people, what they do, what they like. And so I've taken that and sort of used it in how I build OfficeLogic. Because every room, every public space in OfficeLogic is designed for a reason.
I can feel it.
Thank you. And so it's like every space has a purpose. And like I said, you want to make a place people want to be, not where they have to be. And so, the conference rooms are in our area. They have dim lighting. They have soft seating. There's like fun art on the walls. It's not just fluorescent lighting and a conference room.
And they are working. They are producing great things there. So sometimes you think that we have to have a hard environment to achieve the success. And no, it's opposite of it. So you can join the best of two worlds,
exactly.
Right?
And especially after COVID.
Yeah, for sure.
People want to be comfortable and they want to be in a place that they like. I keep going back to that. But that is the whole reason for doing what I do.
Yeah. We know that Miami area has grown in recent years, but especially in the technology and innovation mark, do you believe that the migration of companies and individuals from other states to Miami is a trend that is likely to continue?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because, how am I supposed to put this? So, obviously, during and after COVID, we had a massive migration because we were one of the only places that was open. And something interesting happened is, for most of its life as a city, Miami has been a seasonal destination.
Yeah.
People come here in the winter to escape the cold, and then they go back to where they were. But what happened is during COVID is they figured out that really Miami is a year-round city. That's what happened, and we also have a good quality of life. We have a very business-friendly environment, and so people were like, "Oh." And I don't have to pay income tax. so it's like there's a bunch of things that they realized all at once. Like, oh wow, I can get all of this in one city.
Yeah.
And summers are hot, sure, fine, but they're really not that bad. I'm from Pennsylvania. The summers there are, I think, worse than here, personally. But I do think
air conditioner, right?
Yeah, we have air conditioning. But for me, I think the trend will continue because we've already sort of gotten critical mass. People have come here, they've built companies, they've raised money, they've done things, and they're like, oh, that person did it. Now I can do it too. And what's new, like I said, Miami Tech has been around for 30 years, but now we have visibility.
Yeah.
And we have to take advantage of that visibility and continue to build and do good things.
And we have been working hard, right? It means that, okay, it's a beautiful city, but we are working hard here.
Yes.
We're building great things here.
That is something that kind of really annoys me. Is that there's this perception that people in Miami...
It's not only Paris. It's
yes!
not please.
like people in Miami are only partying. They're not working. And I don't want to tell you this. So at OfficeLogic, I will come in on like a Sunday, and there will be like 15 people there working, like Sunday afternoon. And then people will be there like when I leave at 10 p.m. Sometimes there'll still be people working there. Yeah. So the thing is, you can do both. You can have fun and work hard.
It's true. Can you walk us through your early days in the digital marketing? When drew you to do this field, and how have you seen to evolve over the past decade?
Sure. So I got into marketing because, like I said, I was in sales and retail, and it was sort of just a natural progression. I am self-taught. I never finished college, and I learned everything about digital marketing just myself from the internet and YouTube. But I would say what's changed over the past decade as far as marketing is that things have gotten, what is the right word here? They've gotten more casual, which I think is great. I think marketing over the past decade has gotten less produced and more authentic because...
But harder as well, right?
But
because there are a lot of people working on it.
Yes.
And if you compare 10 years ago,
yeah,
I would say a few people work on it, and now you have a lot of professional, great ones, right?
There's a lot of people working on it, but I personally like the fact that now marketing is a little bit less produced.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Thanks God for it.
Yeah.
We've experienced in both startups and Fortune 50 companies.
Yeah.
How would you compare the marketing challenges, the opportunities in these two distinct environments?
Yeah, that is interesting because I've worked at startups that are like 3 people and then like Microsoft. So it's very, very
Yeah.
different. And it's interesting because they both have interesting problems because in a startup, you have no money. You want to do the things, you have no money. In a company like Microsoft, you have the money, but there's like 85 layers of approvals and then compliance and blah, 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 blah. So it is interesting working for a large company because a lot of it is just saying, hey, is someone going to sue us because we said this? Or are they going to blah, blah, like, and then a startup that's like, well, let's do this and figure it out later. And I've enjoyed both because you have to you have to adjust how you think. In my current job, I work for a large corporation, and it's like everything is like compliance. And is there going to be a disclaimer on this and all of that? And then for OfficeLogic, on the other hand, I have no money, so all the marketing is me. And it's just throwing what out there to see what works. And for OfficeLogic, I am the marketing. There's no marketing budget. And so my marketing there has been content. It says, I take photos and I say, look who is in our space. This person is cool, fun, attractive. You should come to this space too. And that's been my whole marketing plan for OfficeLogic is to use my friends, my network to come in and then like take pictures of them and you make content and say like, look at this person here. You should be here too.
You just mentioned that today you are your team, but
Yes.
in the past you leader a lot of people. So how do you ensure that your team stays ahead of the curve, especially with the rapid changes in the technology and consumer behavior?
Yeah, I mean, I think it like when I've been in charge of a team, what I like to do is I like to empower people to try things.
Great.
Like,
And make mistakes.
makes
right.
mistakes. Like, it's like, go out and try that new campaign. Did it work? Nope. Okay. Let's try something new. But whenever I'm in charge of big budgets or a lot of people, I tell people, go do things. Like, go do it. Like, don't be afraid. There's a saying, I forgot who said it, but they say, perfect is the enemy of good. I don't know who said that, but that's always my motto. It's like, just go try it. And it's the same thing in my day job and at OfficeLogic. It's like, just do it. Go do the thing that you're trying to do. If it fails or doesn't work, oh well, try again.
Let's learn.
Yeah,
And
let's
do
learn.
it again
Exactly.
and improve everything that we're doing. I think that when I'm hearing you, I think that you respect they as humans. It means
Yes.
that, hey, we make mistakes, but we are here together to support each other, to learn, and to do it.
Yeah. I have the same sort of not feeling, but I have the same way that I work with both people that I manage and people that I am in a community with. And basically I treat everyone like adults. Until proven otherwise. So it's like I always give people the benefit of the doubt. And if they prove otherwise, I'm like, okay. But I always go for best and positive intentions.
Yeah, sometimes people, I don't agree with it, but they think that it's a top-down movement, and I think that's not. I think that it's a kind of culture, it's a kind of learn together, it's kind of act as a team, right?
Absolutely.
Given your diverse industry experience, how do you see marketing strategies differing among the technology, hospitality, and consumer goods industry?
Wow.
And real estate, right?
Yeah, real estate. That is a good
Because
question.
I think that you had some in Miami. We have a lot of
Yeah. I think that's interesting. I think it just basically comes down to the channels and the style. Because if you're in technology, you're probably going to do a lot of, like pay-per-clicks and display advertising. If you're in hospitality, you're selling like an idea. So you want to make people feel a certain way. With technology, you're doing marketing to help people solve a problem, more or less. So it's like it's it really depends on what business you're in. But for me, it's always been like technology, trying to solve someone's problem. In hospitality, you are trying to make them feel something, and then in direct to consumer, you're trying to improve their life in some way.
Great. I always say to the team that we have to support, to help people through the technology. So yes, it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. And that's an interesting point, because you're not really selling the technology. You're selling a solution to a problem.
Yes, exactly.
it's not the technology.
Yes, exactly.
It's how is this going to solve my problem?
It's about the product. It's about how we are building this company, this project. Technology is a tool. It means that actually, talking about tools, let's bring AI to this conversation.
Yeah.
AI has been using waves of various industries. In your experience, how has AI influenced digital marketing strategies, especially in areas like content creation and customer acquisition?
Yeah, I have a love-hate relationship with AI. I think AI is and will be very useful in marketing and life in general. But also, I think it's going to have a tendency to make people lazy. Because 9 times out of 10, when I see someone making content or an ad, I can tell that it's been AI enhanced or done. I mean, AI will continue to get better. Maybe I won't be able to tell. But for now, I can look at like that's it doesn't feel human or authentic. So I think what AI is going to be good for in marketing is doing the stuff we don't like to do. So whether that's data analytics or optimizing a campaign or whatever, but I still think that there will always be room and space for like creatives.
I agree.
Like, here's an example. When I see someone post on LinkedIn or on Twitter this long thread, like blah 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 blah, that's AI. Like no one's going to write all that out, and I'm not going to read it all. Like, what's the point of that? I can, like I said, on ads or social media, I can basically always tell when someone has used AI to do something, because no matter how good it is, it still doesn't feel human. But AI is useful.
Yeah, for sure. I think that we need real people building real products, real environments, and obviously we can bring AI as a supporting on it, but I think that as human, we should stay with creative and all those things that it's, I don't know, it's unique.
Yeah, I think also it's gonna make real stuff much more important, because if AI automates everything, but AI can't automate stuff. it can't it can't automate it can't automate this stuff until we get to the Matrix someday. I don't know, but like I think businesses that deal in real things, offices, whatever, food experiences are going to get much more important, because if everything digital is automated, what's left? Real life. But I'm okay with that, because there's some like I said, data analytics. Who really wants to do that?
Oh, yeah, I agree.
No one wants to do that.
Yeah.
And will their
the boring part we deliver to them?
Yeah, the AI can do all the boring stuff. I have no problem. Will it replace jobs? Absolutely. But I think that will free people up to do things they actually want to do.
Yes, and we will create new opportunities as well.
Yes.
So, yes.
People have been doing that for 200, 300 years.
Exactly. Right. I could stay here for an entire day with you. I really appreciate you joining us. Please, if you want to share your final message for our audience.
Yes. Please come visit me at OfficeLogic, and we do events all the time. You can also come see me anytime. Check out the space. Also, I host a podcast of my own based on Miami real estate. It's called Ryan and Anna on MIA. It comes out every Monday. So if you want to come check out some interesting Miami real estate news, that would be great. Thank you so much for having me. It's been really fun.
My pleasure. Thank you very much.
Thank
See
you guys.
you soon.